Hello everyone. Welcome to another night on NCA servers. Trying to do a couple more walkthrough guides here. So tonight we are doing resource harvesting. I want to make sure that everyone on the server, at least on the Ragnarok map at a minimum, knows where to go to find things to make sure we're all competing at the same level. So trying to make some guides here to just point out some key little things like how to do the bosses, and tonight is how to do some resource harvesting. Shock and Terror, how's it going? How's it going? So we're gonna do some. Got some requests. I'm not sure if they were real requests or not for some extra add-ons, but definitely gonna do metal, poly, silica pearls, and then maybe show everyone the power of the chainsaw when it comes to harvesting too, because that thing is pretty key in getting like meat and hide and things like that too. So if you weren't aware, and it took me a while. It was like months before I knew how powerful a chainsaw was in harvesting. We'll walk through some of that tonight and spend some time here. Then I'll clip up everything for the YouTube videos. So to start with, let's look at metal real quick. So I'm going to bring a Anki that's just, it's okay Anki. Here, let me show you the stats real quick. Actually, it's not even okay. It's actually kind of horrible Anki. It came out 22 melee, and here's what I did, because I'm doing this all solo. So it's very different when you have a partner, when you can like have someone like carrying around on a quetz or something like that. So this is kind of a solo harvesting guide, just to grab resources really quick. And so I got my Anki, who wasn't very good to begin with. I dumped some weight in them because there's just some ease of use things when it comes to getting metal, and try to get melee damage up to about 400% and dump a bunch of weight in there. And so this is also an Anki that I've hatched too, so it's got imprinting and things like that. Hey Raven, how's it going? So yeah, we'll just take a look and just show you. So in Ragnarok, they have the new desert area. It's been open for a little while now, but boy, it has the best metal spawn for a solo player. So when I look at the map, it used to be this little area right here where my mouse is at. This is fantastic, especially if you have a guy on a quetz and carrying you, and you're on an Anki and you're just swinging, because I have all these pillars there that they're up high and they're vertical face on a cliff, but there's tons and tons of metal there. But in lieu of doing that, we're gonna go to kind of the more soloable area for metal harvesting. And there's a few spots over here, and we'll just go through a couple of them. But this whole area, actually, let me just, before I pick him up, let me just throw out the GPS, show everyone knows where we're at. So we're at 7767, and we're going in that direction over there. Here, let me show you on the map too. We're going to be going a little bit further inland, that direction. There's a canyon right in front of us, and then there's a little mountain area that has a whole bunch of metal over there. Oh, the RG does? Oh, that's nice. I've been using the Wyvern just because of speed, and for my Anki, I can do 3 runs pretty quick, and in 3 specific areas where there's rich metal nodes, and completely max out my Anki, run them back, come right back. And I've just been using the Wyvern. You can use a Quetzal. Another night we can actually go through how to have unlimited carrying capacity. Or maybe we can do it at the end of tonight. I think I have a tribe member who's still got a body around, and I can show you guys how to have unlimited capacity on a Quetzal too. That's always a fun one. But yeah, with a teleporter, I'm thinking speed, right? If you don't have a teleporter, you're going to make the fly down. Ideally, you want to stay in the area as much as possible, and we want to use probably a quetz with someone in a chair, handcuffed to a chair, that you just load that person up with as much as possible, and that works out pretty good. So let's just show you a couple areas. So here's one right in front of us, as I was describing. This is the area, and this is a little canyon here, and I'm gonna just kind of fly through, and I'll just show you real quick. This is the spot. This is one spot. This will get me one one full metal run. So that'll just show you real quick. We don't have to do the whole thing, but it'll pull back, I don't know, 8,000 to 9,000 metal, which will get you, 4,500 ingots. And it takes, I didn't start a countdown, 5 minutes once you're here to get loaded up there. And you just run this whole thing, and there'll be one full load after you're done. Just this one little section, and we don't have to like walk through every little bit here. Oh, whistling attack my target work? I'm not sure. It might, although I really haven't had a huge need. Although if you are in the desert, also be mindful that it's a very hostile area. And ooh, that was a 140. Always feel bad when I kill 140 dinos instead of taming them. But if you have the high weight and he can just make the run, it's actually really fast just to run the ground, then go right back, pick him up, and or unload him onto another dino, things like that, and run him right back to base. Especially when you have a teleporter. So here's one area. Let's go pick up my Anki and I'll show you the other few spots here. Now the other area, especially for solo, is this section right here. We'll do a flyby. There's actually a lot of metal right here on this section. Don't forget this. And then to the left and right of me are just big clumps of rich metal nodes. So there's one big clump here, and there's some right through here. There's another big clump right here, and there's some that are a little bit hidden right here. And that's 2 full Ankis right there. As well as there's this whole section right through here. Look at all those metal nodes. They're not all rich metal nodes, but hey, good enough. They are definitely worth getting. And this whole area can really net you a lot. Just be careful. We're past one right now. There's golems in the area, so do spawn over here. So be careful of that. Then the other spot that's in here is through the cave. This cave is full of metal nodes as well. And the key point being that these are all on the ground, so you can actually solo them pretty easily, just running your Anki around. And here's up right out of the cave. And this is pretty much the only spot I've ever needed to come. A couple times I've cleared out all of it, but generally I just do a couple runs at a time because I get bored. I can't, I don't know about you guys, I can't sit there and harvest for hours and hours on end, and I'm just looking for like the quick hits. And this area pretty much does it. Really quick, effective, and gets you a lot of metal. So that's the desert area. This is where I primarily come, and just as a reminder again, right on top of this area is 7964. And I'll show you the map too. That is right where we're at. Great spot for solo metal harvesting. Or even if you have someone on a Quetzal and a good driver, doesn't accidentally undermesh your Anki into oblivion, you can just 2-man it and it goes even faster. Alright, let's drop him, get back on here. Next, let's do Polly. I'm going to go teleport back. Obviously, you might not have teleporters quite yet, but the point is you know all the areas to go to, and you can get enough stuff and follow my solo boss guide that we made too, and just get him right back on. I'll just ditch the Anki, and then you can just have all the resources you need to build up a base, do the bosses, and then you'll have teleporters. And teleporters are just amazing. I don't know that I ever want to play without them ever again. My first goal, whenever I'm going to be doing any kind of new start on a map, would just straight for getting the teleporter on Ragnarok, because it just helps you out so much. Now, next we're going to do Polly. Polly is an interesting one. especially when it comes to S plus, which makes it a lot easier. Especially in storing it long term, we have stacking on our server that helps a lot too. So I try to load up on organic poly quite a bit instead of doing obsidian because it's really fast and easy, especially with our good friend here. So this is the moss chops. He's been changed recently. He doesn't do quite as much gathering as he did before. He got like a big nerf, but still, it's still pretty good. Last I ran him, I'll show everyone. So he's got a pretty high melee. All the points are in melee for this guy, and you can actually ride them now. That didn't used to be the case, but we're actually not going to be riding him. We're going to be carrying him and killing mantises. That's what I like to do. I like to kill mantises in the volcano area. And to do that, I bring a wyvern because of the lightning attack. It kills him quick, and you don't accidentally eat the corpse, any of the corpses afterwards. And you can whistle attack the moss chops, and he will do all the gathering for you. And then it's a lot. It adds up really quick, really fast. So let's go head over real quick to the, let's not die, let's fly high. Head over to the volcano area. And I've really liked this combo. Let's make sure he's following him. And you're going to do some whistling on this one. So what we're going to be doing, I'll kind of explain before we get there, is he's going to be following the wyvern on passive. The wyvern's going to kill everything in the area. Then I'm going to whistle, attack my target on the corpses of the mantises. And he'll go gather the corpses. Then I'm going to whistle him back to passive, so he's not, accidentally attacking anything or getting in the way of the lightning, and I'm accidentally killing him. It's happened a couple times, so we got the hang of it. So it's all about whistling with the moss chops, and he has a pretty darn good gathering rate. So let's go do mantises are all over the place up here, as long as they're not cleared out or anything like that. But if they are, just clear the whole area, and they'll respawn in quite a few numbers. Alright, now key to starting this is finding a good drop-off point so you don't get attacked right away. Alright, I think we're good. So he's going to be following me, and I'm going to probably just kill everything that's close to the mantises so I'm not getting like swarmed by bugs and junk, which is a big pain in the butt. But that's why we have lightning. Because he does such a great job at taking everything out without accidentally eating them. Thought I saw another one, but here we go. Now we'll do the whistle, attack my target. It's just period. Your keyboard, if you know that. Okay, that's not accidentally lightning him. Alright. Oh, dang it. That's what I'm always afraid of, accidentally lightning him. Okay, so he just gathered a bunch of corpses. And here's the nice part with S+, is I don't even have to dismount. I don't have to like transfer, although you might have to if you're not using S+, but on our servers we are. So I can just come to here. I think we need any of that. Here, let's put something on him so I can actually pull down. Oops, select an item. Yep. Organic poly. So that just got 1500 poly right off the get-go for him. Now we whistle back to passive, and we go hunt for some more mantises. And this is so much better, so much faster than trying to convert obsidian into hard poly. The only thing to be careful of is just when these rivers turn into actual lava. You don't want to actually be standing in them. And same thing, over and over and over again. You just whistle, you don't have to get off. He'll sit there and he'll gather all the corpses. And whistle back to passive so he follows you. And just go clear the whole area. It works really well. Here, let me pull the poly. So we just did, is that 5 mantises? And 5 mantises netted us a very quick. What do we got? 1800, 2400, 3000 poly. Right there. That's normally kind of a pain to get to. And a lot of things require poly. So, now we don't have to worry about it. We just, come here, get the moss chops, and let them go to town on all the corpses for you. Alright, so that is metal and poly. What we're going to do next is silica pearls. Another thing with silica pearls is you need electronics for everything, and electronics are just gobs and gobs of silica pearls. So we need to go fly back. I'm going to go teleport back to our base and grab the angler. Now this isn't even a bred angler or anything like that. I don't even know if they breed, but it's just an angler we found. Anglers can be very difficult to tame. The easiest way I found, especially on our servers with any server with a high tame rate, is instead of trying to tame the angler first, go and get 50 black pearls and tame a Tuso. Tusos make it really easy and straightforward to tame anglers because they just grab it, and anything that the Tuso's grabbed will start taking torpor. And it takes a little while, but anglers are kind of notoriously touchy, and they tend to die when you're trying to tame them. So if you're having a hard time of it, just use a Tuso to tame them. Let's land here. And because the Tusos are real easy. I mean, it's on our server at 15 times tame, it's like 50 pearls, 50 black pearls, and one shot tame, instant tamed. And that's just fantastic. Moss chops make it back. I don't see him. Let's go double check before we move on. No, he did not. Sometimes they're not like actually on the ground when you teleport. So you got to make sure they're actually there. We're done with him. Let's send him back to his little area over here. And we'll do a little quick run on silica pearls. So here is an angler. And I think I already have my scuba gear. And anglers, we like to go to Vikings Bay. And the nice thing with silica pearls is that, oh, let's check this up. I didn't know he had some levels on them. Is that they're really, really light. So if you get a high enough angler, you don't need a whole lot of weight on him. And he will just go to town and gather up gobs and gobs of silica pearls. You don't necessarily have to start off. All these dinos could, have after levels and that they currently have, and at least get you started in the right places, and get you right into metal, get all the poly you need to make stuff, get your turrets going. That's what we're trying to go for here. So let's go here. So we're taking the angler, and there's a special spot in Vikings Bay that has all the silica pearls you can ever want. I pretty rarely, I get so many in one run, I pretty rarely have to go get more. And I'll show you why. There's a little tunnel in Vikings Bay that you can run, and it's just silica pearl heaven. And there's not even anything down there to kill you for the most part. I'm just going to be careful not to go in certain sections. But the whole intro section, where there's tons and tons of silica pearls, just go straight for it. Clear them out, clear out a bunch, and head back. You can wait for the respawn. You don't have to go all the way through. I'm pretty sure that you'll get enough in that initial run just to not have to worry about it much at all. We're almost there. And I'll show you the chords of this. It's right in Vikings Bay, right in that little inlet that they have there. Rest here, get some stamina, just in case something ends up chasing me. I need to make a run for it. Okay. Notice how fast you regain that stamina. I love anglerfish. They are meant to, their whole purpose in life is just to harvest. Alright, so here we are in Vikings Bay. And it's right next to the ship. the underwater wreckage in Viking's Bay is where you get all the silica pearls. So let's get over there. We're almost there. Alright, so here's the ship. And the tunnel, which I'm not going to get attacked by anything, is right here. I'll show you, it's right there in the kind of seaweeds are 2133, 2233. And here's the tunnel, little secret tunnel here. And hey, we're in. Now just look for anything that's shiny. And those are all your silica pearls. Look at that, 300 at one bite. You don't even have to get off of it to pick them up. It just auto picks them up on the attack, which is just wonderful. And oh, good. So no one else has been in here recently. That's good. And so there's like a patch of them. There's 2,500 silica pearls in that one patch. If I look at those, it's only 28 weight. Not a big deal at all. Just click, 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 spam click till you gather them all. And this tunnel just keeps going and going and going. Just silica pearls for days. And this should get you, with the metal we just showed you and the metal run, and the pearls here, it should get you all the electronics you can need for all your turrets and advanced building needs there. We just want to make sure everyone on the server's got a level playing field. This is obviously at a 5 times rate as well, so you see some extra harvesting going on here. And we also have 2 times resource health as well. But yeah, I'm just going to town. No other dinos in here. Nothing's harassing me. Pretty safe, you know, because the angler's going to be a little squishy if you go all melee with them. And if you want, you could go more speed, and you can go up. You know, you can stay up or go down, whatever. And just kind of run the tunnel. So I'm going to go ahead and run back. So that 15,000 silica pearls right there. And that took us 60 seconds, 90 seconds. I'm not sure. I'd have to go check out the time afterwards. Shock and terror your methods, huh? Yeah, it's a good spot. It doesn't get better than this because you don't need to do a whole lot of runs very often. Just come and grab the pearls, you're good to go. So I'm gonna start heading back. This is an actual underwater cave, so you can see it kind of stutter as you go in and out. That's normal. So you just saw my screen stutter as I shifted from being in the cave versus out of the cave. It's very similar on other caves like the lava cave or the ice queen cave too. They do the same thing when you shift in. So yeah, don't freak out about that. It's not your computer lagging or anything like that. It's how the park works for whatever reason. So let's head back, and next we're going to do chainsaw. The power of the chainsaw, because the chainsaw is like the best gathering dino, as we were talking about just recently on Discord. It is so great at doing a multitude of gathering. Wood. You go into the redwoods with a chainsaw and have like a mammoth or a beaver with you and just shift all the wood onto them as you're chainsawing it down. Bam, it's fast. It's good, especially if you can get a chainsaw BP. Then meat runs, mutton, including mutton. You get gobs and gobs. Make sure nothing's following me here. Take a quick rest, then we'll run the rest of the way back. And I use it on Ovis to get mutton, key dino meat. I also use it on Paracers when I'm doing meat and hide runs. Kind of do those at the same time. We'll show you real quick too, because there's this great spot in the desert yet again. I swear the desert has some of the really good harvesting spots when they added that whole new section in. And that river has all kinds of dinos. Has the metal there. It's just a good spot all around. I think I'm pretty sure I live down here. If I'm going like unnaturally deep. Yeah, this is me over here. Just a lot faster when you're riding not an angler like a Tuso or Moza. They swim so much faster. Alright, we are almost back. Then we will grab a lightning wyvern, and I've already got the chainsaw. Make sure to bring some gasoline, and I'll show you what my chainsaw. It's an okay BP. It's definitely be up for trading someone for other ones, but it does the job. I've only ever had to make the one. Kind of does everything for me. All right, we are back, ready to do a couple more harvesting examples here. All right, let's grab the wyvern. Now, where I like to go to do some chainsawing is two spots. We'll show you real quick. The redwoods, anywhere in the redwoods. There's a teleporter here in the kind of murder snow, but let's let this load in real quick, and I should just show you how much wood it does. I'm not gonna bring it back with me, but it's just a good example. You think, chainsaw, it should be best. Look at that wood go. Just going and going. 5,000 wood. One tree. More than I can hold. So fast. You just need the weight reducing dinos to follow you along. And load them up. And bring them back and you're done. Wood. You don't need to do too many runs. You should be able to get 100k wood for all your wood needs. Gosh, it's so fast. I mean, the thing that takes long is to transport back and forth. Okay, so that's wood with a chainsaw. Now let me show you meat with a chainsaw and hide with a chainsaw. And we'll do a comparative example where my wyvern eats it, and then I'll show you one where I just chainsaw it. So these guys I love. They're all over this river. So here, let's do the coordinates real quick, the map. So 7566, but this whole river down here, I mean, kind of see the way I'm pointing on the map, is got parasters all up and down it. And these guys are loaded with hide and meat. I'm going to kill one, and I'm going to eat him. Show you how much my wyvern gets. The other one's going to attack me. Do this real quick. So my wyvern got like 270 meat. Not very much. Let's go look at that real quick. He got 270 meat, 100 hide, 24 prime meat. Alright? Now the difference in the chainsaw. Yet again, just like the wood, it just goes to town. 2200 hide, 1k raw meat. And then you just run. So I always use a weight wyvern, because they're pretty fast and they're pretty good at killing stuff. And so you notice he's got 2200 weight on him, and just run the river. And I'll just show you some examples. We don't have to run fly up and down the whole river. But there's one parasaur. You can kill some of the other dinos on the way. It's just always target them. I start on one side of the river, fly all the way up, hit the end of it, and then fly down the other side. There's another one. Hopefully I can, let's get over here so we can kind of see both sides of the river as we go up and down. Kind of see them all. I can usually get maybe 20 to 25 up and down this river. And it's pretty fast. The lightning wyvern's going to kill him really quick. Even though it doesn't have, squat into damage, that kind of thing. And if you're finding, like right now, I'm noticing that there's actually not as many parasaurs in this little section here. And I know there normally are. Just kill every dino in the area. I mean, there's only one. I'm pretty sure there should be about 5. Oh, there's a second one. Kill every dino, and as you're going along, you're killing stuff anyways, and it's pretty fast with lightning wyvern. And it'll respawn the whole area for you with appropriate numbers. Because a lot of times I'll only kill the parasaurs going up and down here, and you do that a few times, and there's just none left. But yeah, you head all the way up to, I don't know, right about here is where I normally stop. Right where the water's kind of stopping here, and then just go up one side, then down the other, and you usually get 20, 25 of them. Let's go land real quick. then I can show you the spot for mutton. Although it gets interesting, you can actually find mutton if you're lucky. I think we might be. I want to show you what mutton looks like on chainsaw in the highlands. So I'll show you on the map. In the top right corner of the map, you see the green area. Ovis sheep spawn there. I don't know, 15 to 20 of them spawn up there. So that's a great place to get mutton. But they can also spawn along the river. I think I eyeballed one. Is that one right here? Right here. I'll show you what a chainsaw does with these guys too. Poor Ovis. Ovis is down. Did not take much of a hit. Look at that mutton. Look at the hide. It's like 800 mutton, 1500 hide, and you get pelt if you want it to. I don't really need it. Very heavy on the pelt, so I'm just going to ditch it. And so imagine going to the highlands, and you can net like 15 or 20 of them, and in one run, and bring all that back. It's fantastic for resource harvesting. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. You always pull out the chainsaw if you're ever wondering. The chainsaw will do a lot. You can always look on some of the ARC resources online and see what harvests the most. And you'll notice that some dinos have some really good competitive advantages too. But the chainsaw I find using a lot for just those kind of key things: hide, meat, wood. It just does a really, really good job. And then mosh chops for poly, bring the Anki for metal, and obviously, Doedicurus for stone and things like that, which you can find anywhere. You don't necessarily need a guide to figure that one out. But yeah, that makes it very, very feasible to be a solo player on our server with our rates that we have here, which isn't terribly high. It isn't 5-time rates, but very, very soloable. You should be able to build a pretty defensible base. Just teleport back. This guy. Yeah, and that is our video here for just picking up some of the key resources pretty quickly. So just everyone knows. One can make sure everyone has a good. No one's got too big of an advantage on each other as well. And the other thing with poly, since we are doing S+, before I forget, so poly can be stored on the animal tender, and when it is stored on the animal tender, especially with our stacking mod here, let me get some. It's got a spoil time of like 4 days, right? 5 days. I mean, is that 5 days total? Get it all the way up because that's got a little. They're spoiled a little already. 5 days spoil time. That's pretty good, especially with a stack of 600. But the problem is you can't get it directly onto the animal tender, but you need to be able to keep it there. So you can't put things on them. You only take things off, and he only does auto gathering. So to get them on him, what I do is after I've gathered my poly, I come over to my snails, which are always at the door. I have no idea why. Move them to the corner, and they always come back to the door. And I come to my snails, and I just pull the poly off my moss chops and lightning wyvern. And this gets it in their inventory, and they will naturally generate this. The animal tender is normally looking to pick up poly off the snails. So you can either keep it on your snails if you don't have an animal tender, or put it on them, and they get a good spoil time, but not quite as good as the animal tender. Animal tenders is a good chunk more, and he will automatically take it off of them the first chance he gets when he does his little cycle through. And you'll notice all the poly ends up transferring straight over to him and being stored there. That way, you get a much higher spoil time. So days instead of hours on a single poly, let alone a big stack of 300. So if you want to spend a whole day killing mantises and gather up 100k poly, not a problem. It's not going to spoil at any time, anytime soon. You'll use it long before it spoils. So it's just really, really, really nice to have that in this bus. You also notice that once you have two sows going, you don't necessarily need to go harvest oil anymore too. He auto picks that up and keeps it on him, and has a really high spoil time. So you end up with a snail farm, and a two sow, several two sows, and you have all the cement paste and oil that you could possibly need too. If you don't have snails yet, just always hit up the beaver dams on your map for paste. And they'll also have some silica pearls on them, but not nearly as many as you can get doing that Vikings Bay anglerfish run. Alright guys, well that concludes our video, and thanks for watching. We'll get this posted on YouTube so everyone knows where to harvest some of those key resources. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.